Welcome everybody to the Room at the Table series. I am Felicia Henry and I am the founder of Black Woman, which is really a space to amplify and support women of color, Black and brown women in New York. And listen, COVID hit. We are all going through the consequences of COVID, and a lot of our dreams and our plans got kind of hit and paused. And so I recognize that, listen, at the end of the day, even though COVID is here, folks still have dreams, still are pursuing things that they are passionate about. And so I wanted to come and bring together fantastic women. I mean, fantastic women, okay? Who are entrepreneurs, business owners, mothers, wives, like literally counselors, social workers. Listen, you name it, we have it, artists. And so what you're going to see in this series, this virtual series called Room at the Table, is really just a way for us to amplify those voices, for us to support other women, for us to offer classes and workshops and healing sessions for women, just so that we know that y'all can be supported. Because at the end of the day, Black women is still here to support our people. So I am so happy to be introducing my good friend and a fellow entrepreneur that I absolutely admire. Very inspirational. And today she's going to be talking about like the power of reframing. And I know that we need that because in this time, you know, we've gone through it a little bit. And so I am going to introduce Simone Roberts, and I want y'all to get y'all pens and pencils and iPads, laptops, whatever you use to write, get it ready because we are in for a treat. Thank you so very much for attending. Please, by all means, check us out on Instagram at BLK, WMN.BK. And if you want to find out more, go to my website at FeliciaHenry.com, Black Woman. We're ready. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Simone Roberts.
Hey everyone, how are you? Happy Monday. I am so excited that you guys all thought, I'm so churchy, that you thought it not robbery to be with me here on this Monday afternoon, evening, wherever part of the city or country you might be in. I just wanted to just say thank you guys for being a part. Before I get started on this presentation, I want to say thank you to Felicia. I had no idea that I was going to be the first person who was going to present to you all, but I do not take it lightly. I am so excited to share with you guys this information. Although this organization was created to inspire Black women, that is the primary person that I want to inspire today. But if you are a man, if you are someone who is not of the brown and Black community, please also be a part of this. Tell someone. We all are going through different things in life, and we all deserve to be able to reframe it, to get to a point that we are just in a place that we can prosper and just be in a happy place, because there's a lot that's going on in our world, and we deserve to be happy. We deserve to be positive. We deserve to be able to find the opportunities in the midst of so much uncertainty in our world. And I just wanted to start by saying that I thank you guys again. Thank you, Felicia. You can put the power. Yep, there we go. We're going to get started. So today we are going to be talking about the power of reframing. So we are going to be retraining our brains to find what works. That sounds heavy, right? But I really want you guys to dive into this, to make sure that you're here. I know we are virtual, but I want you to act as if you were right in front of me right now. I want you to be fully invested. Put yourself in a place that is quiet, that you can focus, that you can get this information, and not only for yourself, but to share it with someone else. We all know someone who can benefit from being reframed in our thinking, and just feel good about ourselves. So please take notes, be a part of this. All right, let me make sure there we go. So the first thing I want to start by, I want you guys to not only be a part of today, but I want you to be a part of my community. There are a lot of different things that I'm doing. I'm going to tell you more about who I am, but I just want to make sure that you guys know, even from the jump, to join our text community. You can text SR resources to 31996. Again, text SR, as in my initial, Simone Roberts, resources to 31996. Okay. The other thing I forgot to say, make sure you guys are talking to me in these comments. I'm used to like being in person with everyone and talking to people that way. But even though we are not in the actual same setting, I still want to make sure that you guys are talking back to me. All right. So I want to tell you what we are looking to do by the end of this. So today, it is my goal that by the end of this session, that you will reflect, that you will understand, plan, test, and refine the power of reframing. For some of you, you might be able to do it all. For others, it might just be one or two things. But I want you to really be able to do at least one of these things on this list by the time we are done talking today. So let me let you know about me, okay? So my name is Simone Roberts. I am first off a wife and first lady. I am married to Pastor Darrell Roberts. He is the pastor of Father's House of Prayer Mission Baptist Church, located in Philadelphia, 3040 Germantown Avenue. If you are in Philly, come check us out. We are a church that loves and prays for one another. Next, I am a mother. I have a 2-year-old. Her name is Sydney. She is full of life. It's real quiet right now. I had to get her out of here or y'all would not have been able to hear anything that I was saying because she would have been right on my hip and trying to be a part of this process. But I had to shout out my daughter, Sydney. I am a teacher by trade. I am a 5th grade ELA teacher. I work for an amazing organization in school, and I am a dual entrepreneur. So I have 2 businesses. My first one I want to introduce you all to is Through Her Eyes Productions, LLC. That's where it all started. In that business, my mission is to inspire women to share their stories through the arts. How I do that is by creating platforms. I am also a writing coach and a self-publishing consultant. So I want to make sure that by any means necessary, our women's voices are being heard, and so are their stories. Okay. And then also my new baby, which I'm repping today, is Simone Roberts Resources, where my mission for that is to help to reframe and retrain our brains to find what works through products and workshops. So today you guys get to be a part of that workshop. A little more about me. I am a graduate of Temple University, TU, where I have my Bachelor's of Arts in Strategic Communications. And most recently, I have gotten my Master's of Science from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, where my master's is in Organizational Development and Leadership. That's a lot, I know, but it's going to all come together as we go through this workshop. Next thing I wanted to share with you guys is, although I look young, amen, I look young, I have had over 10 years of facilitation experience. So I have worked with different nonprofits, different for-profit organizations. I used to work for the Department of Parks and Recreation, where I was able to assist in a strength-based conflict resolution program for our teens all across the city. I worked for 6 years in an organization that I love, Girls Inc., where I served as not only a program specialist, but I also was the education and outreach coordinator. And I have spoken at various different churches, community events. So I know a little bit, okay? I might not be an expert, but I know a little bit, okay? So I'm giving you guys some real things, some things that I've experienced and some knowledge that I've got through the books, okay? So it's a little bit of both. And last but not least, I always like to end the day, and this is the first part of our power of reframing. I like to think of a word, a positive word to just shift my mind into where I want to be or where I have been in that day. And the word that came up for me today was resilient. There has been many things that have happened, many things that tried to stop me, but at all costs, I try to be resilient so that I can come and present the best version of myself to you all today. I said a lot, right? So for this next thing, I'm going to need your help with. So even though we're not together, I'm still going to run this as if we are in person. So I need you all to get either your phone, your notes, a piece of paper, a piece of toilet paper, whatever it is. I need you to get something so you can participate in this first activity that we're going to do. Yes, we are going to do activities together, even though we are not in each other's faces. So we're going to do an icebreaker. I'm going to set a timer. We're going to have 2 minutes. In that first minute, you guys are going to write a list of things that you love about yourself, okay? It could be anything. It could be things that you do, things that you say, things that people have said about you. But in that first minute, you're going to write a full list of things that you love about yourself, okay? And then I'm going to say pause, stop. You're going to take a deep breath because I'm going to have to do that a couple times today. And then in that second minute, you are going to write a list of things that you kind of don't like about yourself or things that you want to improve in. I promise you guys that it's all going to make sense as we move forward, but I want you guys, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to get something so that you can write so we can do this first list, okay? So when I say go, you are going to start writing your first list of things that you love about yourself. All ready? Get set, go. Got 1 minute. Okay, you're going to write as many things as you can within that minute. Don't worry about the second list yet, but as many things as you can about what you love about yourself in this next minute. You got about 40 seconds left. I don't have no background music like Felicia did, so I'm going to just do. Okay, 30 seconds. All right. Okay, keep writing these things you love about yourself. Push yourself to think about some more. We got about 15 seconds left, okay? You can do it. As many things that you can that you love about yourself, okay? 3, 2, 1. All right, stop. Okay, take a deep breath. All right, shake it off. And now we're going to take a minute and we're going to write as many things as we can within this next minute of things that we either don't like about ourselves or things that we would like to improve. All right, you guys ready? Took that minute. On your mark, get set, go. You have a minute, okay? Things that you either don't like about yourself or things where you would like to improve. You got about 40 seconds left. Okay. All right, keep going. I'm looking at y'all even, through the screen, okay? So I can't see you all, but I'm watching y'all, okay? Got about 20 more seconds, okay? Things that you don't like about yourselves or things that you would like to improve, okay? 10 more seconds. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, take a breathe, okay? Y'all breathing. You're taking a second, you're processing. And in the comments right now, I want you to take a minute and tell me about that experience. What worked, what didn't work, which list was easier to write, where did you have some issues? Take a minute and tell me, what was that experience like for you? And I'm going to wait a minute because I want you guys to really talk to me, okay? Tell me about that experience, okay? Was it hard? Was it easy? Did it make sense? Really, tell me about that experience for you guys, because that'll really help me gauge on where to go from this, what we should talk about next, where you guys feel as though you are being the most successful in, all those type of things. So take a couple seconds. I'm going to wait until I get at least one person. Okay, so I need at least one of y'all to be accountable enough to say to me, what was that experience like for you? Was it easy? Was it hard? And if you are in a place that you could not do it right now, take a screenshot of this so that you can come back to it. Thank you. Listen, I know I can always count on Shanika. Shanika said it was hard to list the things that she loved about herself, right? And I'm pretty sure, for some that they might have had that issue also. I know that if we were in person, I definitely would have given you guys a couple more minutes. Just like Janae said, it was difficult. It was too short of a time. But I just want to make sure that we are getting the most of this virtual experience. I really wish we could be in the same room to do this because there's so much more we could do, but we're going to make the best of it virtually, okay? So, like Shanika said, our brains it's harder to think about those things that we love because our brains are wired to think negatively, right? So we don't even know it sometimes, but our minds, it just goes straight to the negative. So while researching, like I said, I'm going to give y'all some stuff that I know from experience, but also the work that I put in. So researching, I came across this program from Michigan State University. They have this program called the Stress Less with Mindfulness program. It's a lot, but we need to learn how to stress less, okay? And it said that a person has about 80,000 thoughts a day, okay? Can y'all imagine? We're thinking that much. And 90% of these thoughts are ones that we've had before, okay? So we've got 80,000, 90,000 of them, okay? 90% of those we have already thought about. And of that 90%, 80% of those thoughts are negative. And when I heard that, it just made me go, wow. Okay? Out of those, and just to give you numbers, I'm not a numbers person, so I had to do the math and find out. So that is 64,000 negative thoughts that we as a people have daily, right? Can y'all imagine that? And when you sit and really think about it, all right, yeah, maybe I did. Like I thought, like me today, like when I had to eat before this, and I got some Chinese food, but the Chinese man was taking too long. I'm like, all right, I gotta get ready for this. Like, what is he doing? Like, why is it taking so long, right? And I didn't even know. In that moment, I probably had about 20 negative thoughts that was just like, okay, this is right. So we are going to be working for this next we got about 44 more minutes. We're going to be working to really start getting into a process of reframing our brains to think about the positive. And it's not easy, but we have to start doing the work. And then once we start putting in the work, the process will get a little easier as we go. So as we go through this workshop, I keep wanting to say podcast. I've been doing podcasts. Plug right now through Her Eyes Productions. We do a podcast called The Journey. I was about to say podcast. I wanted to give that little shout out. But these are some keywords that we're going to talk about through this workshop today. So the first word that we're going to hear me say a lot is reframe. Okay, it's in the title. And reframe means to express words or a concept or plan differently. Okay, so that's what it means to reframe. If you're writing this down, I'll say it again. So when you reframe, it is to express words or a concept or plan differently. Okay. So how can I look at this, these words that I'm saying, what I'm planning to do for the day? How can I reframe it? How can I look at it differently? That's the first word. The next word is perspective, and that is a particular attitude toward or way of regarding something, a point of view. That is perspective. I'm going to say it one more time. It is a particular attitude towards or way of regarding something, a point of view. That is our perspective, okay? So it's our point of view. It's how we look at the things that are happening to us or around us, our perspective, okay? The next word is appreciative. This is my favorite word. If you're my friend, if you have talked to me within the last 2 years, you have heard me say the word appreciative a lot. Appreciative is it's a class that I took at PCOM, and it's called Appreciative Inquiry, and it literally shifted my life. So this is one of my life words, and that is appreciative, which means feeling or showing gratitude or pleasure. Okay. Ouch, because it's not always easy to do that, but it's necessary. So appreciative, it is feeling or showing gratitude or pleasure. And the last word that I want to present to you guys today is opportunity. An opportunity is a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something, okay? So opportunity, it is a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something, okay? So in our everyday life, we come up when we have different opportunities, but it is circumstances that come up to make it possible to do something, all right? So these are the 4 key terms that we are going to hear throughout this presentation for the rest of the time. Take a minute to write them down, screenshot it, because I really want you guys to know these words and put them a part of your life, because we need to start reframing. We need to shift our perspective. We need to become more appreciative, and to also look at the opportunities that we have. So I am going to bring forth to you guys 2 scenarios, okay? I'm going to introduce you 2 characters. I'm a teacher, but I realized that I skipped some things on my introduction. I am also an author. I have written 5 books and 1 interactive learning journal for children. So that is something that is big on me. I love scenarios. I love storytelling. I'm going to talk to you a little about the power of storytelling, but I like to tell stories and paint pictures. I don't know about anybody else, but I learn best when I can see it in my head, really get a grasp of what's happening. So on our right-hand side, we have Erin. Erin is in her mid-20s. She is working 2 jobs. She wants to start a business. She is in her last semester of grad school, and she is one that often overgeneralizes situations, and she's an all or nothing thinker, right? So if it's not happening in that minute, that's not happening at all. If it is happening in that minute, she is fully invested and she is giving it her everything. So as you can see in this picture, Erin is exhausted. She's tired. She's probably a little frustrated because, it's either everything is going well or everything sucks, right? Some of us might have that from time to time. That might be the way that we think. Also, she's all or nothing. So if you with her, she got your back. And if you don't, then Ariel had no time for you. She see you down the street. She'll see you at the next reunion. She'll see you as you walk in, Starbucks. Hey, how you doing? And keep it moving. That is Erin. That is the things that, typically when Erin thinks about herself, these are the things that come to mind. So remember Erin, we're going to come back to her. The next person that we meet is Bianca. Bianca is in her early 30s, okay? She has 2 kids. She just received a promotion at work. So yay, Bianca. She's doing some good things. She is one of our brown sisters. She is Latina. She is a single parent. So for those parents on here who are doing this by themselves, I salute you first of all, because with my daughter, I could not imagine doing this by myself. Okay, because if it wasn't for my husband, like I said, my daughter would have been right here on my hip, and hey y'all, and we wouldn't have got through this. So I wanted just to take that moment to salute our single parents. And she often is one who disqualifies the positive, right? Everything she looks at is no positive. It's no chance that can be positive. No matter what, something is going to go wrong, right? You say this thing, oh yeah, I got this job. And in her mind, she has this promotion, but she's this thing about everything that's going to go wrong, everything that is negative, right? So she is the one who is those 64,000 thoughts that she has a day. They might even be double because she just cannot see the positive in anything. And also she's one who jumps to conclusions, right? So, in her mind, she got this job, but they only gave it to her because she is a woman of color. They really don't see the value in her work. They just need to make sure they're fulfilling their affirmative action, right? So this is the way that Bianca thinks, right? How many of us can say that from one time or another, we have been in Bianca or Erin's shoes? We have thought like this. We have made these statements. There has been something in our life that just made us become one of these qualities that isn't the most positive. And can anyone be honest and say that? I know I can. I am one that is like all or nothing. It's either we're doing it all the way or it's not happening at all. And that is something through my studies at PCOM that I've learned that, it's probably not always the best, right? So I want to now introduce to you guys, thank you, Ari. Yes, we can relate, absolutely. I want to introduce to you guys a study, a theory that is so near and dear to my heart. I said it in the key terms. And we're going to, before we get to that, I want to ask you guys, what is your prime focus? So are you the one, like I was just saying, that, always down, is down and out? It's either the good or not. It's either, like I said, all or nothing. It's the one who is always waiting for the inevitable to happen. It is the one who is just like, I don't even know why I'm trying because it's just not going to work. Okay? But I want to make sure that we get to the point that we start shifting, okay? We shift our mindsets. And this is a quote that I found that I truly love and has helped me through the process of reframing. It says, reframing isn't about pretending a situation is great when it may not be. Rather, it's about discovering what could be great, what you could learn by consequences, or how you can use the situation to create better outcome. And when I heard that, I was just like, okay, I got some work to do, okay? Because when things don't go my way, I'm always like, all right, well, it's not working, so it's just not going to happen. Like for so long, I was in a place where I could not see the reframe. I could not see the opportunities that can come. I am a very stubborn person. If you are my friend, it's like, nope, it's my way or the highway. So for a very long time, it was just like, I was not going to be the person who was going to shift, because if I felt as though if I shifted my mindset or shifted my perspective or stance, it was a sign of weakness. But boy, was I wrong. Okay. In reality, when I was able to shift my perspective, to look at it from a different lens, and to reframe it, I was actually creating a world of so many better opportunities, so many different outcomes, and so much relief, so much healing, such a stress-less life. that sometimes we feel like we can't have. But when we push ourselves to reframe it, it's something that, it is unimaginable because it's something that we need, but we don't really talk about. So back to what I was saying, I want to tell you guys about appreciative inquiry, and that is, this is my life's work. This is whatever I do moving forward. You're going to hear me talk about being appreciative and doing this type of work. And for those who are not privy to be in my life and to hear me say this all the time, I want you guys to know what appreciative inquiry is. And it is the study of what gives life to human systems when they function at their best. That was a lot. I'm gonna say it one more time, and then I'm gonna give y'all the easy version, okay, to remember appreciative inquiry. So it says it is the study of what gives life to human systems when they function at their best, okay? And I had a professor, Nancy Aronson. She is amazing. She is the queen of appreciative inquiry. And she basically told us that appreciative inquiry is the study of what works. Okay, period. Okay, we're figuring out what works and we're going to study it and we're going to move forward. So we are going to take this next 34 minutes and really start going into what works with ourselves. All right, I'm going to take a sip of water because I also talk a lot. So I want you guys to take a minute and take in all the stuff I just said. Okay, so let's revisit our scenarios that we had in the beginning. So the first scenario, going back to Erin, we're going to look at Erin's scenario in a more positive perspective, a more reframed perspective, and a more appreciative perspective. So now we're looking at this. Erin has talked about all the things that she has going on in her life. She realizes what needs to be done. She realized where she plays a part into it. And she also realized where she needs help. So now Erin has decided that she's going to create a daily to-do list. She is scheduling time for breaks. How many of us can say that we go through day to day, not taking breaks, not taking our lunch breaks, working through, especially those who are entrepreneurs, we go work straight through and we never put those breaks in so that we can take care of ourselves. Anybody? So she decided that she is going to be conscious about adding in those breaks. She is also still realizing that as she's working these jobs, she is working towards her goal of full-time entrepreneur. So no longer does she think about it in a negative stance. She looks at it in the perspective of one day I'm going to be able to work for myself. One day I'm not going to have to do what you want me to do, but I'm going to do it the way that I see fit, right? So she's no longer looking at those jobs as headaches or frustration or anger, but she is looking at it as this is me working towards my goal. So that's another reframe that she had. Also, she in school. It's hard, okay? It was hard in grad school. I knew that I couldn't do it by myself. It was things happening, things going on. Even those who are in undergrad, it's been many nights, especially if you went to Temple. We was at Club Tech. We were all together because you need that study group. You need that accountability. You need that extra push to get through. So she joined the study group at school, right? She needed some people who were going to inspire her, to push her, to motivate her so that she can go and get finished because she was almost done. Y'all, it's her last semester. She done, okay? And then she also found a coach, right? She's doing all these things. She wants to start a business. She wants to make sure that she is doing the necessary work to shift her mindset. So she got herself a coach. She found someone who was going to assist her in the process. Yes, Kyla, all night long. She found someone who was going to assist her in the process of not only getting to her goals as an entrepreneur, but also her goals of reframing her thinking, retraining her brain, and looking at things from a more appreciative lens, right? So that is our first scenario of not so much looking at Erin and how we did in the beginning, but helping Erin to reframe her thinking to find what works. That sounds good? Somebody, I hope if nothing else, I got some tidbits that you can take for that and to put into your own lives. The next one, we got Bianca, right? So Bianca, I didn't tell you guys also, but Bianca, her kids, they in the pandemic like us, right? And she was trying to make sure that her children were being safe, but also because of her job, she was working long hours. So now Bianca decided that she was going to set up a meeting with the care providers to debrief about the safety protocol. So to help her mind to not worry so much, to not be that all enough, and to not think the worst of it, to not see the positive. But she was going to be intentional. Okay, so everybody say intentional about setting up the meeting, talking to see what they already had in place, getting the reassurance that she needed to know that her kids would be safe, so that she can do what she had to do, and also to ask questions that they might not have thought of. And if Bianca didn't take that step to go and talk to them, they may have missed something that they could do to make sure that parents felt secure, that they felt okay, and that they felt that their kid was going to be in the best care possible. So she took that initiative. Also, she spoke with her boss, right? Okay, boss, I love it. I got this job. I got more responsibility, but I also have kids. And sometimes we have to make sure that we have those realistic conversations with those who are leading us and who are supervising us, because my mama always taught me a closed mouth don't get fed. So if you don't tell them, they're not going to know. They're going to think that you are Superwoman and Wonder Woman, especially us Black women. Our Black and brown women, we think that we can do it all on our own. We think that we don't need to call nobody. We think that I'm just gonna sleep 2 hours today because I know if I only sleep 2 hours, I can get everything that gets done. But then we realize how unhealthy that is, how it plays a toll on us, how it frustrates us. And then we start taking it out on those that we love. It was the season in my life where I was very much in a place where I was doing everything. I had just became a mother. I was silently battling postpartum. And that's something that happens a lot in our Black community because we don't talk about it, because it's just like mental health. That's we good. Okay, we go pray about it and that's that. But I was dealing with that, and I dealt with it with a smile because I was afraid to seem like I was weak. And we have to realize that you are more weak when you don't talk about it. Okay. But realizing that, we need breaks, okay, and we need flexibility, okay. And she decided that she was going to talk to her boss about that, and they decided to work together, and they created a hybrid model for flexibility, right? So while there were some things that she had to do, she had to go into the office, she had to make sure it get done, she had to make sure that people got paid and they got to their sites and all those things, but she also made sure that she could still be there for for her children, because that's something that's important too. As an entrepreneur, a dual entrepreneur, and I have a full-time job, I had to make sure that I was being responsible, and I was being intentional about spending time with my child, because we in our mind sometimes we think, okay, I'm going to do all these things, I'm get to the top, and then I'm going to do it. But sometimes we wait so long, we burn out. How many of us can say we've had a burnout, right? And I know for me, this is something I still kind of struggle with at times, is making sure that I'm speaking up about when I need to be flexible and when I need that break and when I need to, ask for, like we said in that last one, to set up those accountability talks with my friends, because sometimes, you need that person who's going to keep you accountable about taking those breaks, who's going to keep you accountable about making time for not only your job and your kid, but taking time for yourself. We don't do that sometimes as parents, as mothers, as Black mothers, but it's necessary for us to do. So we have to, just like Marsha, hi Marsha, I'm so glad you joined. We have to use the support and take care of ourselves. We have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. The biggest part of reframing is making sure that we are good mentally. If you are not in a good place mentally, then everything else that I'm talking about is just going to go out the window. So we have to make sure that we are doing the work to make sure that we are being as intentional as possible so that we can do the work to reframe and retrain our brains. All right. So I want to show with you guys some more information. So I introduced to you guys appreciative inquiry. That is the study of what works. And the way that they do this, it's through a 4D cycle, okay? I feel like I'm doing my capstone over. I got excited, y'all. I see a smile on my face because I can talk about appreciative inquiry all day long. Okay, so how it's done, appreciative inquiry, okay? It has this 4D cycle, okay? This is the methodology that is used to provoke positive change within a person or organization. We are going to start doing the work. So as you can see, it's 4D because each part of the process, it starts with the letter D. So as you see, the first one is discover what gives life the best of what is, okay? That is the discovery part. I'm really excited, y'all, because this is my lane. I can talk about appreciative inquiry until I'm blue in the face. The next step is dreaming. What might be? So what are the possibilities that can come from a situation or from a change or your organization or you as a person doing dreaming about what can be, okay? What might be. The next is design. What should be the deal? what should be the deal? Okay, so what is it that you are going to do to make sure that you are getting to that place that you have dreamed about and discovered inside yourselves? That is one of my favorite, because we do something called provocative propositions. We're not going to talk about that today, but it's so good. Okay. And the last part is destiny. So it is empowering, learning, and adjusting so that you can do all these other things that we talked about, right? Empowering, learning, and adjusting. That is the last part of the 4D cycle. And you can see in the middle, it's something called the positive core. So in order for you to be able to go through the 4D cycle, you have to find your positive core. And before you can find your positive core, you have to figure out what your affirmative topic is. And we're going to talk about that really quickly. So how do you define your affirmative topic? Okay, so 3 things that came up for me through studying, through experiences that are very essential when you are coming up with your your affirmative topic. So the first one is, what is it that you want to discover or learn more about? Okay, what do you want to discover or learn more about? So what factors give meaning to me as a person? These are things you can ask yourself. When have I been the most alive, successful, and effective? What possibilities provide opportunities for more vital and effective success in me? Whew, child, that makes you think, right? The next one is to shift from problem thinking, okay? Like we heard in the beginning, 64,000 thoughts that we have a day are negative, right? So we got to shift our minds from thinking out of that problem thinking and shifting it to a more affirmative and appreciative lens, okay? So if you typically start with a problem, okay, which a lot of us do, what is it that I want instead of that, okay? And then you put into a question, how can we, if it involves you and another person, okay? We got work to do, y'all. The next is prepare yourself for the change, okay? When I went to PCOM, I was like, okay, I'm doing this because my school asked me that, my job told me that they wanted me to get my master's. I met Marsha, whose daughter was came to a career day that we had, not a career day, a career exploration that we had, and she talked up PCOM, and she did not lie, but she didn't let me know how much work that I was going to have to put in myself and prepare myself for the change. And in order for this to work, you got to want to change. And a lot of times we don't talk about that. We tell you X, Y, and Z, but you have to realize you have to want to change. My old pastor used to say, change is inevitable, but growth from change is optional. So everything is going to change around us, but it's your decision if you want to grow from it or stay stagnant. And if you're on this live, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're going to watch the replay, if you're going to listen to this on SimoneRoberts.com, you are going to grow from this, okay? I'm going to make it my work business for us to grow and be the best versions of ourselves. And then ask yourself, am I really ready to change mentally? There are going to be some physical things that you have to change. There are going to be some emotional change. And for those who, whatever you believe in a high calling, there's going to be some spiritual things that have to change, okay? So prepare yourself for that change as you get ready to go through the work. So like I said, in the 4D cycle, before you can go through it in the appreciative inquiry, you have to find your positive core. And the positive core is the collective strengths and existing assets that help design and build the future, okay? So I want to ask you guys, do you know your positive core? How many of us can say that we truly know what our positive core is? And if you can't, that's fine. We're going to start the work tonight in these last 20 minutes, and we're going to go from there. So this is a list of ways the positive core can be expressed, okay? There's a lot of them, so I'm just going to read them to you. Like I said before, you can screenshot them, look at them later on, or we can, talk about it later together one-on-one, and we can actually virtually have a conversation. So how can the positive core be expressed? It can be expressed through best business practices, core and distinctive competencies, elevated thoughts, embedded knowledge, financial assets, innovations, organizational achievements, organizational wisdom, positive emotions, positive macro trends, product strengths, relational resources, social capital, strategic opportunities, technical assets, values, visions of possibility, vital traditions, strengths of partners, and capacities worldwide. Okay, so it is a lot that we can do. But these are the things that we have to think about when we think about our positive core. Okay, these are different ways that you can determine what your positive core is. So you can look at these areas in your life, see where there are strengths and things are going well, and that can help you through the process of finding your positive core. So you guys didn't even know we started the process of you creating your positive core. If you were here on the beginning, I asked you guys to create a list of things that you love about yourself. For some of you, it was like, okay, I love everything about me. I love the skin that I am in. Black girl magic, brown girl magic, whatever you look like magic. It was easy. For some of us, like, all right. I mean, I like it, but I can still improve on it. And and that's that negative thought creeping up that we didn't realize that we up to about 79,000. You didn't even know it. But for some of us, we need a little more help to find our positive core. So some more questions that you can ask. What are things you love about yourself? What do you do well? Yes. Some of us, we only think about the things that we do wrong. What is it that you do well? Because there's something that you do well, okay? Everyone does something well. My daughter knows how to ask why very well, okay? She knows very well how to say, why, mommy? Why? Why, right? That's what she does well. What brings you joy? Okay, there's so many things in the world that is bringing so much frustration and anger. So many of our Black and brown brothers and sisters who are getting killed. But what is it that's bringing us joy? What makes you happy? What makes you smile? What makes you say, oh, I love this? Okay. For me, y'all can see it's appreciative inquiry. And what are areas in your life you excel most? Okay. So I know for a fact, math, I don't excel. So I'm not going to try to put myself in the area of math. Administration, I don't do well in it. Okay. So I'm not going to try to put that on my list of what's in my positive core. But you know what I can do? I can talk. So that is on my list of things that I excel in the most. Okay. The next thing is to make connections. Okay. So connecting from that list. How can aspects of my list help me reach other goals? Okay. So I know for a fact I can talk. I can talk. And when I was growing up, my teachers would always put that as an issue or a problem because I did so good in my classes, but Simone did not know when to stop talking, right? But now I realized that was actually something that I was well at. And I've now found ways to use this and to reach my goals. So now this talking, one day I'm going to get paid full time to just talk. Okay, I'm speaking it into existence because it's something that I do well. It's something that I enjoy, and it's something that I excel in. Okay, I love to talk. Maybe not in like networking events, but when it's about a topic I like, you can't get me to be quiet. And then reflect with past experiences. And that is the power of storytelling. So I can't do this right now because we are virtual. But as you find your positive core, one of the things that we did very often in my program is that we did a lot of storytelling. We asked something called high gain questions. So we asked questions that kind of like not forced, but forced you to think about the positive, the possibilities, and the prosperous parts of a situation or a time in your life. There is a book that I have. I'm going to go get it real quick because I want y'all to see this. Hurry up. So I speak daily. I am determined to break generational curses within my family. And this is a book that I have. It's called Positive Family Dynamics. And it's a book that is literally full. It's appreciative inquiry questions to bring out the best in families, right? So this is something right here, this book right here. It is by co-authored by Dawn Cooper-Ryder Dole and Jen Hetzel-Silbert. Ada Jo Mann and Diana Whitney. This book, my husband, I know I get on his nerves. My family, I randomly send them text messages, but we are going to live a life that is positive, a life that is filled with bringing out the best version of ourselves. Yes, please get this book. It is so good because we need to really start shifting our minds. It's about strengthening ourselves, strengthening our families, breaking generational curses, shifting our talk to our children, because we need to do this, especially in our Black and brown community. We need to make sure that we are getting ourselves ready to have the best versions of our families. All right, that's my little spill. Back to this. And step 3, analyze the impact. So what did you notice as you made the connections? Where do you see the opportunity to utilize these strengths again or use them elsewhere, right? So take that, do a and strategic communications in my public relations classes, we did something called a SWOT analysis. So the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. Although we have the weakness, I don't really like to talk about the weaknesses and threats. I always like to focus on the strengths and the opportunities within a situation. So think about that. Where can you see the strengths and the opportunities that you can use it again or elsewhere? Okay. So back to the discovery phase, that's about the positive core. So the discovery phase is the best of what is. And in another book, I'm always The Power of Appreciative Inquiry. This book is amazing. It is by Diana Whitney and Amanda Charleston Bloom. It is another awesome book you guys should get. I have a bunch of appreciative books. I can give you a full list at a different time. But it has a quote that says, "It's the process for positive change. It begins with a discovery of the positive core and its portrayal through an illustration." So I don't know about y'all, but I'm a very visual person. And after going through the experience of PCOM and organizational development leadership, and in the appreciative inquiry class, one of the first things we did was we worked to develop our positive core and find out what our positive core is. And we did that through storytelling, having appreciative interviews, all those amazing things. And this is just my, it's called a fishbone. It's a way that you can illustrate your positive core, and you don't do it for yourself, which is like, wow, right? Because you sometimes, like we said in the beginning, it's hard for us to see the positive. So someone else interviewed you and they give you these words back to you. So I don't know about y'all, but sometimes it takes for me to hear it from someone else for me to believe it. So this was really cool because I got to actually take the class, and then I came back and I had the experience to be a student teacher for this class, and I get to do it again. And this is the one that Nancy did for me. And she pulled out different things from my stories, but the words that she pulled out that when she really thinks about Simone is an examiner and a seeker. And when you go through the full discovery phase, because this is just a portion, it's too much to do right now. But when you go through that full discovery phase, you pull out words and phrases and strengths to help that person find their positive core, because everybody needs that sense of accountability as they do it. And it's when you think of a positive core, it is the essence of you as a person or your organization. It is the foundation of your future, and it's the raw material that you can use for what might be, okay? So when you are discovering, you have to be able to acknowledge what is. Oh, thank you, Kyla. I love my friends. So like I said, I can't go through everything. We only have about 12 minutes left, but I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys some practical practices, right? So for some of you, this is a one-time thing. I'm going to take this, that's that. Others of you, you might want to talk with me more on a one-on-one basis. If you want to talk to me, I can definitely put you in the right hands of some other amazing people who can help you. But I think I know a little bit now. Okay, I got a little experience, and I would love to help you. But I wanted to at least give you guys some practical practices so that you can take this and be about your life and just be able to start the process today, start it tonight, start it if you're somewhere else in the world, start it this afternoon, this morning. But I want you, yes, you should do fishbone. Yes, for our family members. Marsha, we're gonna talk. But these are 3 things that have definitely helped me through the process of reframing and looking at the power of reframing. The first thing is I had to do a lot of self-discovery, okay? I had to track my thinking. If you are my friend, you know I write everything down. So I literally had to track myself and to like make marks and notations of when I started thinking negative. Who was I around when I was thinking negative? What was I doing when I was thinking negative? Because those were the things that I knew I had to change in order to make sure that my thinking was not so much focused on those negatives, but the positive. I want to, Nancy did not teach that class by herself. Eileen was the co-professor for that class, and I want to shout her out because she's also an amazing asset to me. And Eileen, she made this comment last year that has literally changed my life, that when you are being when you are working through appreciative inquiry, it's not always about the positivity, but it's about productivity. When people hear appreciative and gratitude and reframing, they always think that, oh, that means I have to be happy all the time. I'm not. I can be happy, but sometimes I just don't want to be. But I realize that me not being like cheesy all the time, it doesn't take away from the idea and the concept of being productive. So while I might want to just be like, but I realize that my thinking, my talking, it has to be geared to being productive in my mindset, in my actions, and what I do and who I'm around. And that is what's most important. The next thing is to challenge your self-talk. Okay. I am queen, and my friend Shanika is on here. She is queen of telling me and my friend Avi to reverse our words, because sometimes like, man, I'm tired. Like this is killing me. And she always tells us, no, reverse your words, reverse them, okay? Because what you say, it should be. Like I said, I'm married to a pastor, so y'all, it was bound for me to bring up a scripture. But it says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. And so many of us have taken away so many opportunities. We have made our perspectives be negative because of what we say. And so a man thinketh, so is he. So we gotta challenge our self-talk. And I'm not gonna say that I'm always talking positive, but I will say, okay, Simone, okay, I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I am learning to like this. I'm in the process of getting better at this. It's not happening, and I am frustrated in this moment, but in a few I will be able to. So to challenge your self-talk, right? We gonna have moments when we're gonna be like, I hate this. Like, I'm not doing this no more. I quit. Like, I'm done. But it's like, no, I'm done in this moment, but in 5 minutes, I'm gonna be right back to it, because we gotta challenge ourselves. If we don't do it first, then anything else anybody says won't even matter. And the last part is in the self-discovery at least, is don't assume but experience. I was big, I'm doing better. See, I challenge my self-talk. I used to be one that assumed. Nope, I might as well not even try, because I'm not going to get it. It's not going to work because I don't have the tools. Even with me being a teacher, I'm not going to be a teacher because I'm not fully certified. Like, all those things. But I had to realize that I had to zip my mouth and not just assume what I thought was going to happen, but go through the experience. So I want to encourage each of you guys to go through the experience, challenge yourself, don't assume, and just track your thinking. Realize where you are having these negative thoughts so that you can shift where you are, shift who you're around, and shift the things that you do. The next thing is meditation. If you are spiritual, meditation might also look like prayer for you. So making sure that you're incorporating mindful breaks. If you have an Apple Watch, like I have right here, it often tells me that, okay, my heart rate is accelerating. I need to breathe. I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes I'm like, girl, boy, I'm not breathing. I don't got time. I can't breathe right now. But you got to be mindful in incorporating those mindful breaks. Another way to do that is an app called Calm. There's so many different things out there that you could do. Meditation. Another thing, Marsha brought it up to me. There is a organization ran by Black women that's called Girl Trek, and they have different affirmations. They have this initiative about walking and all those great things. And it's another way to just incorporate breaks. Sometimes we just gotta walk away from things so that we can come back refreshed, revived, and ready to go. The next thing we don't like to do, but sometimes you got to sit with your emotions. It's hard, but you got to sit. You got to process. You have to feel. You have to cry. You have to be angry. You have to be frustrated. You have to be sad. You have to be over it. Like, all these things you have to sit with. But then you have to realize that once I sit with them, now I can pluck out what I need and what I don't and move forward from there. And the last thing is just take deep breaths. Breathe. So many things can shift, can be saved if we just take a deep breath. Because once we speak something, we can't take it back. So sometimes just take that moment to just breathe and to reflect and just realize, I forgot where I was, but it's not worth your heartbeats. It's not worth it. Some things are not worth your heartbeats. Some things is not worth your time, your energy, your words, your positivity. Okay, there's not worth you getting the frown marks. It's not worth it. So take a deep breath. Save your heartbeats and keep going. And the last thing I want to encourage you guys to do is find accountability. I have accountability everywhere you look. I have accountability with close friends. I have it at work. I have it at school. I have it in Pecan. I am big on accountability. In every area of my life, I'm going to make sure there is someone to keep me accountable. So surround yourselves with the right people, the people who are going to push you, who are going to challenge you. Make sure you guys, like I said, challenge and build each other. If you can't do that, then that's not the right people. I also said be checkable, right? If your friends can't check you and tell you you're wrong, if they're telling you you are stagnant, if they can't tell you that you should try again, or no, you can have this moment and then get up and do it, then that's not the right people that you need to bring around. So make sure that you have the right people, be checkable, and challenge and build each other. I'm gonna try to hurry up. I got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try to get through this. Y'all wouldn't even know. I was like, I'm gonna be done in 30 minutes, and then they're gonna be looking at me for 30 minutes. But thank y'all for talking to me through the chat. It just really has helped me, and I appreciate you guys because you're helping me get my nerves out for the next time I get to do this. So I wanted to offer you guys, like I said, this is something that has now become my life work. I am working to make sure that we are all in a place, especially as Black and brown women, that we are in a place that we are reframed and we are thinking positive and we are moving towards the best version of ourselves. So for the next week, I wanted to offer a special. It is going to be in my Calendly app. Yes, it's the checkable for me. Yes. I wanted to offer you guys a room at the table special. So I wanted to make sure that we were keeping each other accountable, that we are moving towards our goals and being the best version. So I want to keep going through the discovery session with you guys. So I want to do the one-on-one sessions with you guys. I want to help you guys. I want to do this 1 hour consultation with you. It's going to be filled with purposeful, affirmative conversation. It's going to be, you're going to do a descriptive mapping of your positive core. We'll do fish bones like you've seen in that. Or if you are more artistic, we can do it in a different way. And we're going to share stories of best practices to make sure that we are going into that mindset of reframing things to look at a positive and have the best version of ourselves. So like I said, it's $50. It will originally or technically, well, I don't know, I'm having a brain fart, but it's usually $100, but for the next week, it is $50 for every person who was a part of this live stream. If it was through Facebook or YouTube, I would love to talk with you guys and go through this appreciative phase with you. If you cannot do it within the next week, it will still be offered on my website, but it will be at the actual price. So if you are free, if you have the money, or if you want to ask someone, please, please, please take me up on this offer. I promise it is going to be an amazing experience, not only for yourself, but for those who are connected to you, because we're going to grow together. So I wanted to kind of end with you guys. We'll give you guys my social media. I see most of the people who are talking who are already my friends, but I just wanted, for anybody who will watch it later, you can find me on Facebook as Simone Roberts. That is my name. Also, I have a Facebook group called Simone Roberts Resources where I add a lot of affirmations, check-ins, all those type of things so we can be accountable. I have a YouTube channel called Simone Roberts Resources. One of the biggest things I've been doing is called T-shirt affirmations, really empowering, not only empowering you guys, but also supporting some people that I love very dearly with their T-shirts. So I talk about what those T-shirts mean to me. So that's my T-shirt affirmations. And then my Instagram is my full name, Simone N. Roberts. Please stay on there so you can be a part. Also, I love to work with you guys, if not now, at a different time. My phone number is 215-586-5004. That's not my personal number. It's my business number, okay? But I wanted you guys to have that. You can email me at info@simoneroberts.com. And my website is www.simoneroberts.com, where you can see more about what I have been working on. Also, I wanted to remind you guys to join our text community. If you text SR resources to 31996, you'll get affirmations from me. You'll get specials from me. You'll learn more about all the things that we're doing with Simone Roberts Resources. We have some very special things coming up. So please, please, please join our text community. I don't have time for questions, but if you do have questions, please send me an email at info@simoneroberts.com. That is info@simoneroberts.com. I want to answer your questions. I want to make sure that we are living appreciative lives with the power of reframing. I wanted to end with this quote. A reframe is not about telling yourself that your fear is wrong. That's not what it's about. Reframes are about finding another way to look at the possibilities of your life. So we are going to make sure that we're working to shift our perspective, find the opportunities, live appreciative, and work on reframing. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. Please tell your friends about this. I really, I enjoyed myself. I told my friends I don't know if I could do this, but I think I could do the virtual, even though I wasn't in person. I hope that I was able to inspire you guys and give you guys something that was able to help you guys reframe and retrain your brains to find what works. Thank you again, Felicia. I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I do not take it lightly that you let me be the person to kick off your room. Thank you, babe. Thank you, my husband. Go, girl. Thank you. I don't take it lightly that you let me be the person to kick off this virtual series because it's so important that we inspire and we encourage each other, and we don't just do it for ourselves, but we help those who are closest to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. Enjoy your night. And it's back to you.
Hey, thank you so much, y'all. I know that we are not together, but please give a virtual hand to Simone Roberts. I was over here like, okay, let me get my pen. Let me take down some notes. I was like, okay, reframe, change. I see what we're doing here. But for real, I'm so grateful for you taking the time to put this together, to really put yourself out there and really offer something that we absolutely need. And so I'm hoping that folks will really take you up on your offer. Listen, I'm about to put the ticker back. Go ahead and make sure that you email her at info@simoneroberts.com. Go ahead, do consultations, ask her for resources. Really and truly, we need it. Okay. Join her text community, all of the things that she said earlier. In the description, there is all of her contact information. So make sure that you check that out, and we'll be here. So follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, websites, all of the things. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. And Simone, thank you so much one more time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Make sure
bye. Good night, everyone.
Thursday, make sure y'all on Thursday for the cooking class, okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you for that reminder. Yes, Thursday, October 1st, this Thursday at 9 p.m., we are going live for a cooking class with Brown Sugar and Spice Company with Tisha. Listen, it's mouth-watering, okay? I'm about to post those recipes on Instagram. Y'all get ready, okay? But yes, please check out my website, FeliciaHenry.com/Black Woman to get links and information about every workshop that we have scheduled for the series. There are more coming, so please, by all means, get your information. But again, thank y'all so much. We will be here in like virtual world, social media, so hit us up, let us know. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful night, y'all.
See you guys.
Bye.